guys, Latonya Evans here. I want to talk about as-is property. So as-is basically means what you see is what you get. A seller may list a home that's as-is. It may be priced below market. Usually they are, and that's simply because you're going to get the house in whatever condition that it is currently, meaning that if you walk in and there's, stains on the ground, if there's missing railings and things like that, they have basically said in the description that, the house is as is, meaning what you see is what you get. Now, if you're an investor, this probably isn't going to be problematic. It's more of the expectation when you're an investor. It's going to be a cash deal. Typically, the investor is basically, they could get an inspection, but it's really going to be for informational purposes only, just for them to see what they may need to fix, but they're not expecting the seller to fix anything. Now, on the flip side, if you are a buyer that actually has a loan, it becomes problematic to have an as-is house because your loan or your lien holder, I should say, may require certain things to be fixed as a condition of closing, meaning that that same railing that wouldn't have been an issue for an investor is now going to be an issue for you because the seller has already said they're not fixing anything, which means you may need to come out of pocket to fix it if you want that house. So obviously that's not an ideal situation to be in. So I always recommend, if you are looking and you see an as-is house and you have a loan, especially with requirements, I would say you may want to steer clear of those because you may get into a certain situation where you go through the home buying process, right? So you put in your earnest money deposit, you pay for an inspection, it gets to the inspection, you find all these things wrong, and guess what? They're not going to fix it because they told you the house was as is. And now that leaves it either with you having, thousands of dollars of worth of things to fix that you may not want to fix, or you can walk, but then you're out of that inspection money, which probably already cost you about $500. So definitely think hard before going to see an as-is house. I know that sometimes the price can be really enticing, but sometimes it's not really worth the headache if you actually have a loan attached to it. All right, thanks guys.